Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz here. Let's make sure we go straight into a sound test here. Let's see some thumbs up if it's good to go, team, and then we'll kick off again. I'll delete the previous one once we get into this, please. Let's see how we're going. Are we there? Hey, g'day Ranger. Can you let us know thumbs up or not whether we've got good sound here, whether it's crap, please? We're just doing a quick sound check here, team. G'day Daniel, how you going, mate? Again, can someone let us know if the sound is any good or whether it's crap? Ranger saying it's okay. Okay, excellent. There you go, Oscar. How you going, mate? Well, team, let's just wait for a couple of people to get on. Basically, if you're watching this for the first time and you're watching it not live, we had a bit of a sound and technical issue, which was unfortunate because we're talking about the demise of these four gallant men who just lost their lives near North Queensland and Hamilton Island in Talisman Sabre, an exercise with more than 30,000 troops now on standby as they try to find the fuselage of the MRH-90 Taipan that has gone down. I don't think they're going to find them if they haven't found them yet. And if they are, hopefully they're all still in their cockpit seats, which indicates a fast demise rather than something we don't want. Okay, and that is a slow or torturous ending, especially for their families. Now, guys, the people are coming in now. Okay, everyone seems to be saying the sound is good. The names of these gentlemen, I'm going to read them off quickly, is Captain Daniel Lyon. We've got Lieutenant Maxwell Nugent. We've got 1 Officer Class 2 Joseph Laycock. And we've got Corporal Alexander Nags. They would have been friends. They would have been colleagues. They would have been professional, multi-rank brothers. Okay, but now they're gone. Taken from us way too soon. Guys and gals, I'd just like to say that this is what happens when men train hard for war in realistic training under NVG equipment at night. And it doesn't mean there was anything wrong with the helicopter this time. It might have been just errors that are caused by those that are flying, human error, just like when it happens in your cars. The sad thing is when aviation has an incident, the problem is they crash twice. You know, normally it's an impact followed by a fall. And that doesn't ever end well, does it? We've lost too many people with rotary wing aircraft, and now we've lost these guys. So I'd quickly just like to say to them, for their families in this hard moment, they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget. To their families at the moment, it must be absolutely terrible. I'm not sure what's going on here. We haven't seen anyone else coming into the stream. So I'm not actually sure what's occurring, whether we've got more technical issues or not. XT, Tech Guru fixed the mic. Good job, Kaz. I'm not sure, XT, if you heard the last dedication to our fallen colleagues. But, mate, I'm glad that you brought it up, and I'm glad that I was ready to cover it, mate. Like we're saying, XT, you just don't know what happened. We probably never will know what happened. All right. But at the end of the day, they are gone. Hey, Peter Mayfield. How you going, mate? Ranger, lest we forget what they've done and what they've served for. Absolutely. You know, in their mind's eye, they were on operations. And it took their lives. It can happen to a policeman. It can happen to a fireman. It can happen to a paramedic. these things happen. It's the cost of playing for real. What's Dave saying? Okay. So it's just a chat issue there. What we got? Top chat. Live chat. Okay, thank you so much for your ability to cover this issue. Well, we have to, XT. It is very important. Yeah. Guys and gals, okay, I'm not trying to push that out the way for you, but what we're going to do is we're going to put that one to bed for a little while. We're going to come down here and we're going to get into today's topic. And it's a great one, an exciting one, but it's leaving more questions to ask than what it is answering in itself. And that is the acquisition that will be coming in the next few years, hopefully not too late, okay, of the Hanwha Redback Infantry fighting vehicle. So let's put up something that you deserve. Where are we? No, sorry. Okay, so here we are. This has been the Land 400 Phase 3 decision that's been made that we're not going to go with the Rheinmetall. We're going to go with the which was the Lynx. We're going to go with the Redback. I don't think we could have made a mistake either way. It's been 61 years since we actually had got the APC in Australian service, the M113 APC, okay, that most of us have spent an entire career in the back of. Tracked vehicle, fantastic, flat bottom, not good for swampy areas. So where they use it first, Vietnam, but did its job, was a workhorse. And so will this. Next few videos, Kaz has been currently on the last legs of application process, just PFA enlistment day to go. Daniel Harris, that will be a fantastic day for you, sir. Where are you actually joining from? Dobby 8, g'day mate, Dave D. Somehow these two chats going for one stream, people should close and reopen the stream. Okay. Well, because I can only answer the ones at the moment that I can see there with Dave D. We've got some other call-outs here. For those that don't know, I just went down and did a closed speaking event for God Squad, the motorcycle group. And I went down there. They had some other associates and members from other clubs as well that were present. And it was absolutely fantastic to be able to communicate, okay, with people and be able to actually talk to grown men of wisdom and be able to speak to them over an arc of a life and about the things that really matter. You know? I'm just going to see what Nicole had to say here. You have two chats going, mate. All right. Wait a second.
Protection, the safer they'll be, and the better they'll be able to try to take their mission.
I can't see the other one, so sorry. You're just going to have to join in onto this one because I can't see the other one, team. Join from Vic into Artillery, joining. Excellent.
This is not a replacement.
Now we're having technical issues with the actual.
This is quite a revolutionary program. This will give our soldiers on the battlefield.
We're having issues now with the broadband.
We have not had.
Joey Grace, g'day mate. I'm back over to this one. Thanks mate. Good to have you here. We've got Michael Ruggiero. That's a great name. Finally bloody caught one of your live streams. Been watching all your videos during work for about a year. Got Medical Friday and keen as. Massive appreciation for your commitment to us recruits. Mate, all we are is on the same journey. That's all, my friend. We're on the same journey. All right? It's just I'm a little bit ahead. That's all. Okay, that's the Rheinmetall. Sorry, not the Rheinmetall, the Redback. We're going to get into the questions about it in a moment. Gold Logie. Congratulations, Daniel, Dave D. The two chats issue can be fixed by the watchers by rejoining. There you go. So some of the call-outs I'd like to do is I actually had the privilege of going to the movies to watch Oppenheimer in Wagga Wagga. I actually don't recommend going and watching it, team. There was actually no excitement other than at the time I got a hard on because one of the actresses is sitting there talking with nothing on, you know, having SEX, you know, on the screen. You know, it wasn't fair. It was a packed movie theatre and I had to hide it with popcorn, which I'd run out of. But I ran into the guys and gals of Digger James that were in there to go and see a movie. And it was an absolute pleasure to see the guys and gals that were injured at Kapuka. Okay, that they were still fully in it. As a matter of fact, I think when I ran into them, they were very, very surprised to see me. There were some open mouths there. It looked like scream masks. But the pleasure was actually mine. And there's no way of being able to say that where they were going to believe it at the time. They were very shy. They were very respectful. They were very humble. But they were also remotivated by talking to them and let them know, hang on. Don't let go. This is your moment. Okay, they're injured. They've been back squatted. It's time for them to go back, grab the reins and get on with it. I also ran into, as I was about to go and have a sleep in my van, I always go to McDonald's now. You know, because the 24 hours you can go in there and there's high traffic, good place to gonk in your car, especially if you're in a van like mine. But a car stopped behind me, two lads in it. I turn around thinking there's going to be battle, and it turns out it's a fantastic young fella. And his name was Gene. We'll call him Double Denim from now. And he was a 20-year-old police officer from Wagga Wagga. And it was an absolute pleasure to have a chat with him. As a matter of fact, I think his nuggets got cold waiting for me to shut up. And he had a buddy with him named Reese. And then I started thinking about those beautiful biscuits. But I didn't have any, so that's okay. But they were great to run into. The Digger James lads, William Pittman, 2 weeks from now, he's going into the same platoon, okay, as Cockman. That's the way I read it. And Cockman is going to Ramey, like my father did. And we've got William Pittwood going to infantry. So that's fantastic. And now they've met each other in the chat. Fantastic news, because they're going in the same platoon.
Today we have the two
Right, Kaz, shut up. Get on with the Redback.
We have the Hanwha
I will.
Redback and the Rheinmetall links.
G'day, Peppers. How we going? Hi, Nicole. Hope you're doing well. Double A. Dobby A, sorry. Hey, Daniel. Wait, you can met before. Daniel Harris. Hey, Max. Thought it was someone else. Sorry. Gold Logie. I'm patiently waiting for assessment day. Hopefully I'll hear something soon. Get in touch with them. Ace H, could you please reduce the sound of this video in the background? It's a bit distracting. Okay, I couldn't. There's... There we go. Sorry, mate. You're exactly right. Yeah. And you are the customer, which makes you right, sir. How's that? Okay. So, the Redback. This is phase 3 of the Land 400 program, okay, that has been going on for so long. I was part of it down in Canberra in a building with absolutely no windows. It feels really weird. So this is the weird thing. Canberra announced this on the 27th of July, yeah? The Hanwha group from South Korea, got the gig. Right? I'll tell you in a moment why it doesn't matter, the Rheinmetall or the Redback, okay, so the links or the Redback, it doesn't really matter which one. This is going to cost between $5 and $7 billion. It's going to be produced in Geelong, and they're expecting those to come out at 2027, 2028. By then I'll know how many shares are going as well, which will be great. Okay, sorry, to get you off topic, what is your thoughts on doing a gap year in the Air Force? I'm sorry, mate, I'll come back to that. So production will be in 27, 28, maybe too long for whatever's coming. We need those now, okay? And we fucked around for too long trying to get the perfect vehicle, which doesn't exist because every single one of them can be destroyed by a Javelin like a Zyrtec. At the same time, that's meant to be coming as the HIMARS because we're in love with everything Ukraine at the moment. Then we've got the littoral manoeuvre vessels that are able to carry armoured vehicles in open water, okay, which is fantastic for our Pacific region. The questions I'm going to have in a moment are for Armoured Corps. What is going to happen to them? What is their function? The infantry section, light infantry, what's going to happen with that training? Is there going to be skill fade? Should there be a larger section created for infantry as of now to accommodate maybe a joining of Armoured Corps and cooperation with infantry for those battalions? There's only 129 coming, okay, and there was no talk about a larger instalment later. It was meant to be 450 to service multiple battalions. Who's going to get these vehicles? That's another question too. And we're going to extrapolate that as we speak here. This is getting a bit annoying in the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to put in that, which will get interesting in a moment. Sad seeing Jim knowing he's no longer with us. Yep. GP boots are a decent way to get infantry around. They've always been a great way. While we're waiting for this to kick on, I'll just say, sorry to get off topic, what is your thoughts on doing a gap year in the Air Force or the Army? Or should I do university and just reserve at the same time? What would be a better option? If you're going to do reserves, because remember, gap year is only good to basically be an all completely qualified Army reservist. That's what it's designed for. It's like doing national service. Smash the like XT if you can. You're better off going full time. You've got to make sure that you know what you want to do. We're seeing you guys try to plan a career for the rest of your life. You're going to be working for more than 60 years. There's no early retirement coming for any of you. It's not going to happen. Even if you save money, even if you inherit money, it doesn't matter how much you get, you will not be able to live without spending it because the demands on life cost so much now. So take your time, plan it right. I would say do the military 4 years and then plan a career, a life after that. Because then you're going to know exactly what you want to do. Watched a US-based TV show the other night. They were working on electric vehicle for infantry. Yeah, Simon, that was just a concept. It's not going to happen. It'd be great if it did because the fuel requirement for armoured vehicles makes us very prone for interdiction and also a vulnerability where people know that we need to be refueled. So that's one of the dangerous things, where infantry, on the other hand, although we can get caught with our dick in our hands, so to speak, if we're compromised, normally we go out in a size that's big enough that we're going and looking for a smaller group. Are you guys getting much broken, lagging footage here? Because it's saying at the moment we're down to 12 viewers. If that's the case, I'll probably stop the stream. I'm not going to sit on here and waste my time if you guys aren't getting quality. Yeah, I'm good. Sniper, I'm very good actually. There's an electric version of the Bushmaster prototype at the moment, Simon. What could go wrong? Who is going to charge these vehicles? And where is the charging going to happen at? We don't have time for that. We don't. Righto. So, some of the questions that I've got, that's okay, XT. It's great to have you here. I want you to ask the hard questions, team. Because if you can't ask hard questions, guess what you're not doing? You're not talking. Okay, talking is not meant to be about shallow. There we go. Well, that crazy cat in the background. You don't do that with electric bloody batteries. Talking is about asking serious questions about serious topics to get honest answers. That's what it's about. Johnny Diggs, g'day Kaz, hope you're well, mate. ROP Nags, oh, you knew him, did you, bro? It's very sad, mate. All I can say is I hope it was fast. They're in the octopus's garden at the moment, and my heart goes out to their families, lest we forget. Kaz, if I could, I wouldn't retire. I'd just work on my own terms. It's because the job is not about money. Isn't that right, Peppers? It's about having purpose. It is about having comrades, like them or not. There's something about being in a herd and being accepted by said herd. Nicole K. Anyone joining, start saving from your very first pay. Yeah, dude. Get straight into educating yourself on the stock market for passive ways of making money as well. Because one day, the time will come where you may very well have options that allow you to go and do a career or a job that you never expected. Dave D, a little broken Kaz, but it's not terrible. Oh, excellent. Brady Cars. At least there'll be a heat source to cook jaffles. That's right. Not as bad as 2018 buffering. There you go. Look, the reason why I get a little bit nervous about the skill fade is We used to have 5-7, an amalgamated battalion. They were mechanised. They were joined battalions. And there was a lot of skill fade there. When they were instructors working with you, there was skill fade. When you met them on exercise, they were excellent at what they did, but they were behind the rest of the battalions when it came to dismounted operations, etc. Now, the danger is that a lot of this training, it doesn't take as anywhere near as much footy fitness to be in mechanised or motorised as what it takes to be in light infantry. But also when it comes to capability, survivability, lethality, firepower, and unpredictability that comes with light infantry, what can end up happening is the problem that happened in Vietnam that everyone knew. You knew when the Americans were coming because you could hear the vehicles. They didn't get out of the vehicles. They became easy to target, critical vulnerabilities. What have we got here? Elite Sniper 343. Keep up the awesome work, Kaz. Not too cow. Thank you for the Smurf turd right there. Elite, you shot me with it. Well done, sir. Logistics is an unappreciated area of the military. Yeah, well, it is because it often comes late. But that's all right. That's what happens between teams. There's all sorts of different brotherhoods within the forces, Air Force, Army, Navy, within the corps, within the battalions, within the platoons, within the sections that overlap everywhere. And every one of them protects the responsibilities, the reputation of their franchise. So that's a normal thing. If you contribute to your super, but Simon, all you're doing is making sure that you've got enough to leave someone later. Sure as hell, mate. Whenever we top up our super, you don't get it until you're too old to use it or too fat to be able to travel. Don't mind the pun. Carl P, sorry I'm late, team. Had the family over for dinner. Well, I'm glad you're here, mate, because we've got some questions we'd like to ask for Carl P. The Blue Wiggle was 5-7. That makes sense. Nicole, you wouldn't see someone from 2RAR in the Wiggle because they don't want a black one. Nicole K, yes, Simon, there is a new super system which came in 2017. They can put as much as they want in. It's restrictive like our super was. Okay. Corkman. Hey, Kaz, one of the mates was with you outside the cinema. You were a big morale boost to them lads and lasses. It's very important, mate. As Pakistan would say, you never look down on someone, unless you're helping them up. And meeting those guys, I can tell you, I took more away than what they did because of their humble nature, and you could tell that they still wanted to be in the army, and they're gonna be. He showed me the group pic you took with them. Yeah, they took a selfie with me outside the cinemas, and some people were looking at me like, what the hell is going on? Everyone's gathered around that lesbian. I hope she's all right. Okay. So we're going to talk about this one now. Who is going to get the Redbacks? Who's going to get them? What battalions? Are they going to go to 1, 2, and 3 so they can operate together? Or are they going to give them to 7 RAR, to 5 RAR to bookend Australia? Are they going to give them to 6 RAR or 8, 9? Don't know. I really don't know. So who's going to get them? 129 of them. Now, are they going to give them to 2 battalions? Is there going to be variants to the infantry fighting vehicle for not just command vehicles, but also for APC M equivalents? I don't think so. So who's going to get them and how many battalions are going to get them? I'd say they've only got enough for 2 battalions. Probably. Okay, by the time you put support company in them as well. So maybe they'll try to put them to 3. Section size. Now, if they try to stick with 8-man sections, this is one of the big problems I was about to talk to Carl about before. Well, not everyone's going to get them. There's not enough. There's not even enough for 3 battalions to get them properly. That's only 40 each. With a fully manned, battalion, that means each rifle section is going to have 1 each, and that's without including your support company assets at all. So where are they going to go? Now, how big is a Redback on the inside? Carl was saying about 11 men. Well, the APC used to be able to hold nearly 15, and you could put in some extra people if you wanted. There was no seat belts. There was no suspension. There was the driver from cavalry. There was the commander from cavalry. Okay, and light infantry went and got in the back. It only takes a day's training to be able to know everything you need to know about Armoured Corps. Okay, that's it. 1 day's training for infantry to be able to operate safely at a hide, at a harbour, to know where to break left, break right, split, to be able to operate, to use communications. Even with tanks, it was just don't get ahead of the second road wheel, and be careful when you use the tank telephone that hangs off the back. So my ideal one would be that cavalry collapses. They keep the reconnaissance with the Hawkeyes that Carl will be with soon. Yeah, and from there, what we do is we shift the driver responsibility and the commander responsibility, and we leave that with Cav. And why would I say that? Why would I say? I'll tell you why I'd say that. Because we can't afford to have an infantry section commander where every single course is geared around light infantry, which means we use all facets: maritime, aviation, okay, dismounted, motorised, mechanised. We use all of those things in a combination of all in any given 24-hour period. You can't do that when you're motorised or mechanised. So what's going to happen? We're going to send the section commander away to do a sub 2 with dismounted, because you still need to know that, and then send him away again to learn how to tactically employ his vehicle, how to operate at speed within an armoured vehicle. Quick solution: Armoured Corps, gone. Bring them over from Cav and give them the respect and have them housed in the same unit, retaining their hat badge and the skill and respect and the mateship that they would have by coming over to a battalion. That would be a fix and improve. Hey, Christopher East, how you going, mate? 5RR Charlie Company Jackals. Not too cow. Don't leave your missus around a jackal. He'll grass cut ya. G'day, mate. When were you in 5RR, bro? Or are you there now? Spot on the coal, going to Wagga, says Arsenine Development. Chris, what do you reckon, mate? I reckon the infantry section should be 10 men. If not 10, it should be 14. So there's 3 manoeuvre groups of 4 with a section commander and an offsider, so that he can be quarterback punk. Okay, similar to the Marines using. 8 men is not enough. It's not. It is with that armoured vehicle, but you can never then be dislocated from that. The advantage back in 2013, okay, mate, I hope you're having a good time now, my friend. And thank you for your service. Skippy badge recipient brother. Sahara Sand, it sounds hot. Sorry for late entry, was listening to WID info session. Okay. More the merrier, says Christopher East. Absolutely. It's not good news for the runt butt, is it? So I talked about the section sizes, and that is because when it comes to manoeuvre, when it comes to call signs, when it comes to deception even, one of the great things is if you have your driver and you have your Armoured Corps commander, up there posturing where they can potentially be seen or even closed down, doesn't matter. What can happen is they can be dislocated from the infantry foxhound soldiers, okay, where they disembark from the vehicle. So everyone expects those vehicles to be full of foxhound elements, infantry. Okay, and you can even have one section that's in one of those vehicles and they get out. So then they presume that everyone else has got those as well. And you've got enough people to do the defile drill at the front of the lead vehicle. But ultimately what's happening is the rest of those infantry call signs are going off in a completely different direction. Light infantry moving on an objective or an area where they can go into an attack by fire or support by fire position, which means like you've got twice as many manoeuvre elements on the ground or a combination across a battalion. Instead of having 40, now you've got 80 call signs on the ground, completely overwhelming the tactical mindset of the commander you're against. Brilliant. Kaz, Napoleon, put a hand in your shirt, motherfucker. Sorry, I get excited because I've been drinking the coffee. But that is something we need to worry about. Refueling status. How long can we go without refueling? That's important. That's very important. Time in the field, 72 hours for infantry dismounted. We carry normally in hotter climates 20 litres of water operationally, and first line ammunition and 3 days food. And naturally, we don't eat much when we're on the when we're marching, when we're dismounted. All right, and you can, to some extent, with a bit of trust, eat from the locals if they're sympathetic. Right, just don't drink their water, etc. So what was I getting at? The time in the field. So how long does the vehicle allow that to support the element, but then be able to drop the infantry off, and then another 72 hours after that they can project from? That could be excellent. The advantages of the Redback is it can be used as an ambulance. All you simply do, it's got a ramp just like the APC at the arse end, drops its pants, you go up there, brake right, brake left, or split, and as you get a casualty, you can get that guy and throw him in the back, preferably the command vehicle, right? Because the SIG is not going to be holding a radio just sitting beside the platoon commander like normal. He's going to have a medic with him, you would hope, and then he can be working on that guy in the back within the golden hour that we want ourselves to get looked after. So the refueling status. Time in the field, yeah. Capability, lethality, range of the fuel, survivability. Okay, and what's the other one? Internal configuration. Is this going to be something like the Bushmaster with seats, seat belts, purposely built bucket seats, similar, which makes it impossible to jam some extra people in? Where are the packs going to go? These are all important features. How much water is going to be in these vehicles that can be consumed by the guys inside? Will there be enough hanging room for the salamis? Carl wants to know the answer to that. Could we have APCs not get disbanded and have them working in conjunction? They take the same fuel. I'd say yes. They are workhorses. They are very, very reliable. What are your vehicles equipped with? Now, I don't know the weapon specs at the moment, mate. But one thing we do know is they have anti-missile defences. Okay, they have a remote weapon station, which means you don't have to be out there like a dickhead with a beret on in an armoured vehicle where you can hit your head on almost everything. What else they got? They've got the thermal imagery. Right? They've got multiple weapon systems. They've got, I believe they can be fitted with missile launchers as well. Okay, so they have the lethality that we didn't have with the APC. Survivability, the thing is, although they have anti-missile defences, it doesn't mean they're necessarily reliable because lethality is going to bounce up with the weapons used against us as well. Just a semi-decent one from Kmart. There we go. Looks like a 30mm. Shorter stretcher carry. I'm in, says Dave D. The problem will be the skill fade and what happens when we have to go to somewhere that isn't urban environment, which is a protracted conventional warfare setting where you need people to be able to be dismounted, dislocated from the armoured vehicles. What are we going to do then? What are we going to do then? You have to do what the enemy does not expect you to do. And if you take up laziness, you're going to get caught out. The perfect time to kick the infantry out of the back of infantry fighting vehicles, dislocate them and move them by foot across the horizon to marry up with the vehicle sometime later is when it's raining, okay, when it's uncomfortable, when it's winter. Do that and you might just get the jump on the enemy. It worked for Hadrian. Will they have stripped down versions of the LRP? No idea. No idea, mate. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great, but we didn't get enough of them. And what's going to happen? Because now we have a hybrid infantry regiment where part of it is going to be light infantry, part of it is going to be mounted. And I don't mean in a sailor kind of way, which means different SOPs, different actions on, different armaments, okay, different time in deployability in the field. I love that guy in the background there. It's going to be interesting. Is there more than one exit from these vehicles? No. There's the hatch at the back. There is the ramp at the back. Okay, then you've got the cupola where the commander can get out of, and where the driver can get out of as well. Solid comms and networking is a big advantage of these IFVs. They're going to have state-of-the-art systems inside there, but technology won't save your ass. You still have to have courage. You still have to have that ability to be able to fight harder than the opposite guy, just not try to use technology. Our best asset in the Australian Army is our soldier, and it needs to be that, and that's why we need to be harsh. Guardian, off topic, but today is a historical day, 600th anniversary of the Battle of Crevant. I've never heard of that. I'm sorry. Tell us a little bit about it. Crevant. I like that. Apologies for topic change. No, don't be. What's your honest opinion on artillery as a career? I'd say don't do it. Don't do it. There's a reason why it's always pretty close to one of the number one priority roles. And that is because, and I've explained this to people before, unless you're going to go and be a forward observer, and no disrespect to our cloud punchers here, no, that's more our, what would you call it? Our ground-based air defence. Yeah. Artillery is like being an effect, which is great, but you're a pit crew for an artillery piece. Right? And, yeah, good luck on your back, mate. You know, we have got the HIMARS coming. I don't know how that is going to look for the artillery. Hello from Cambodia. G'day, Aussie bugger. Well done. I hope you're not eating frickin' tarantulas over there, mate. They eat some pretty weird food over there. Enlisting the end of August. Well, guess what? Luke Shooks, so is William Pittman, and the Cockman. They're going in on the 21st. If you're going on the 21st, then you're going with them. 21st and 22nd, you're in the same platoon. Peter Cronin. What role? Okay, Dave D, not specifically Peppers. That's probably not something we can get into detail about here. What was he asking? Hey, Luke, are you going on the 21st? Luke, 29th. Okay, so that means that Luke is going in the week after. So he's going to hear whenever someone's having their birthday from the 21st, 22nd mob. That's okay. That's okay. Team, you know what to do. When in doubt, get on the bat phone, get in there, give me a message. I will communicate with you, and then I'll be your lifeline that you can laugh with and prepare yourself for multiple chapters of your career. Peppers, fair call, Dave. D, something can't be public knowledge. After all, knowledge is power. Drop shorts is the correct terminology. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and they earned their name. I'm a week behind, says Luke. There we go. That's fine. They'll take you under their wing, mate, and Kentucky will feel the same. We've got our lads about to get back from field as well in the next few days, and then they'll be marching out a couple of weeks after that. Click the thumbs up if you can. You know, I don't know what's been going on lately with YouTube. We're not getting many views at all, but more importantly, we're not getting many comments down below. And I don't mean in comments here. I mean down below where we can go in and extrapolate that information and create content from that. Yep. Oh, shit. What happened in the background? Oh, it's Corkman, not Cockman. Sorry, buddy. Corkman's a good name. What else we got? Team, we've got 20 minutes to go. We've got 20 minutes. What do you got for me? Yep, you won't see these vehicles in Tully either. But I tell you what, if you're joining infantry at the moment, thank you, Simon. Hit that link, team. Hit that link. There's not many positions left, so I might have to open up something else within there and call it a different name. Later on, put some comments in on what you might want it called, or I might put it in the members area to see what you'd like your new brothers to be called. Aussie Bugger, the only spider I consume is in a glass with ice cream. Yes, and Fanta. Fanta was just German Coke, don't you? Did you know that? A tad over 20 centimetres of rain yesterday, floods here. I love the rain. Have you got a beautiful woman to put your arm around, Aussie? Luke Ginger Beers is a good core. Engineers is. Battle of Crevant was 4,000 Englishmen and Burgundians against 8,000 Scots and Frenchmen. It was an Anglo-Burgundian victory. Happened on this day 600 years ago during the 100-Year War. There you go. My father was a combat engineer. Yep, his knees and neck are cooked. Yep, but that can happen as a tradie, can't it? Oscar Manning, there he is, the man of the moment. Trust me, if you're enlisting and you're not on the bat phone, you're doing yourself a disservice. Thank you, Oscar. We're having a good communication today. Guys and gals, there are some fantastic people on our bat phone. And unfortunately, sometimes I'm the one that speaks too long. William Pitwood. My enlistment coordinator said I was going on the 27th of August last month, but still hadn't emailed me information regarding enlistment and PFA. You need to get on to them, William. Chase them up. Make it happen. Christopher East. Is it true that pack marching is non-existent now in infantry? No, it definitely exists. And I've heard this, but struggled to believe it. I would like to think it still exists. You need to know, and we need to know that you can do it. Connie Memes, this is a cool news at the moment. I'm working with a procurement team in defence. It's interesting to see these projects. It is. Good Coke. Love the German Coke. Guys and gals, this is going to be, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to wet rag on this one. I would absolutely love to be in the back of one of these redbacks going on operations, or to be even operating that as my daily. Imagine the paint job. Imagine the new T-shirts, the new units. But I do think they should use cavalry, Hawkeyes for the reconnaissance, but the APCs either keep them and use them as well with the labs, etc., or get the driver to come over, and that's one less person we've got to worry about training. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's logistics, it's money, it's positions. Emma, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. How long roughly do you think it would be from enlisting to going to Kapuka this year? This year, you'd have Buckley's, mate. You'd have Buckley's unless you went for one of their roles that was a priority role. That'd be if you hadn't done anything yet. Anything. But keep trying because you very well may. But I would say 4 months you'd be looking at. And Emily, sorry, mate. But I believe they do things really, really poorly in the HR department for recruiting, which is the reason why we're having trouble recruiting. They're trying to recruit the wrong people, too many of the wrong people, and they've created so many fault lines that we're not one army anymore that is causing a problem HR-wise within the army. We're elevating the people that matter less from those that are going to be here for the long term. We should be not trying to nurture the feelings behind those that serve, and it should be more about facts, capability, and survivability. Hey, Guy, what's up? It's Mila here. Is the woke image the army portrays on the outside actually real or just a recruitment scheme? It's a recruitment scheme, mate. Because the woke people tend to get the F out, once they hear they're going to Tully, when they're not accepted by their peers. When they quit at Kapuka. Remember, nearly 10 to 20% quit at Kapooka when they go in and realise that maybe they've had the wool pulled over their eyes, okay, before they actually got to Kapooka. That it's not like two lesbian mums kissing their daughter goodbye, and makeup and all this sort of crap. As a matter of fact, there should be absolutely no try before you buy courses, preparation for Kapooka. The whole point about Kapooka recruit training is meant to be a punch in the guts, emotionally. So there is an absolute bond that is formed by all of those that turn up to Kapooka, but know that every single person has already passed in that preparation to get to Kapooka. Because I'm not going to trust someone that has already been there for 4 weeks, 6 weeks to give their precious little heart the hit points to be able to make it without breaking down at Kapooka. No preparation, shock of capture, and learn how to instill that sense of urgency. So it doesn't matter if you're Gen Z or whether you're 35 years old, when you turn up there, this is the rules, this is what you do. If you don't like it, this is time to quit. I wish you had before. You're not mentally ready, and you probably shouldn't class yourself as a fucking adult. The organisation is bigger than the person, and they should always remember that. Novagate 22, if the Ukraine is any sign, they better get a bunch more than 129 of those IFVs. Don't judge a lot of the modern warfare on what you're watching with Russia and Ukraine at the moment. It looks like a shit fight over there when you've got two armies, neither one using laws of armed conflict, rules of engagement, both of them just going hell for leather. I'd say a lot of them are operating with no orders. No Kazovac, no medevac, no resupply. It's a very Stalingrad kind of conflict. Christopher East, feelings have no place on the battlefield. Hard to explain that these extreme lefties, and they will fold like paper, when they do get in, if something happens, Angus, I love the steak. Defence Force recruiting has become ADF careers. I was emailed that candidates anticipated enlist within the next 6 months will be prioritised for assessment sessions. So basically they're going to try and pressure you into going for one of the priority roles. If it's priority role, normally it means people don't want to be there. I'm signing on as artillery. Would it be possible to swap that to infantry? I don't know, mate. I don't know, because it's hard for them to get infantry. I heard the other day that some people that were going to gap year infantry got re-rolled into artillery. That was gap year. Big Mike, not sure if you know this, Kaz, but they've split the assessment day into multiple sessions. Yeah, I know. It doesn't make sense. All of this used to happen on one day. You knew at the end of the day, the only reason why I had a second day was because I'd made love to a rag the night before, and I mean an actual rag, and had protein in my blood. And then they said, you didn't have a play last night, did you? I said, yeah, I did, to get rid of the nerves. They said, well, that's what the protein is. Now go through the pathologist, do a piss for 24 hours. Nah, you're all good, dickhead. Me being the dickhead. Would you make Kapooka longer? No. Or accept less people in recruitment stage to lift the standards? No. Economy memes. I think Kapooka's fine. I think what they need to do, but is you cannot get out of there until you can pass a BFA. That would be fair. Not if you have a decent car, Peter Cronin. And I believe that males and females should have to do the same BFA, the same scores, regardless of age. Carla did 1957 and fainted at the end. What was that for? Nicole. Oh, 1957 planking. Well done. We talk about planking. Evan Barry, as driver is priority. No, that's a great career driver. My app is progressing now after 8 months wait. Yeah, I'm sorry that sucks, Evan. Simon. Nicole, you're always falling over. There you go. Carl, 100%. But I'm still determined this interval training stuff has been shaving chunks off my times. Mate, I'd love to see... Carl P just did a 10-minute plank. I'd love to see what his push-ups are now once he's recovered, because your planking ability directly will affect how many push-ups you can do. Hey, Johnny Diggs, we're overdue a good phone call too, mate. Guardian 27 AKs also managed to make 2.4 in 9 minutes 43 and 5 kilometres in 21:49. Still pushing for sub 25Ks by the end of the year. Good job, man. It's a curse, Guardian, because once you break 20, then you want to break 19. Then you want to, keep going from there. Well done. There's some great scores. What are you doing for push-ups at the moment, Guardian? Archini development. I think we should bring back regional training for reserves to start them off, then send them to Kapuka to finish their training. Free up spots at the beginning of full-time recruits. Jesse Miller, that's a cool name. Impossible to know if it's male or female. G'day, Kaz, recent subscriber. I've got my U session phone call this Friday for Armour Reserve Infantry. Any tips? Jesse Miller, what I recommend, the best tip is that you jump onto Patreon, jump onto here. The Camp Follower silent subscriber, I think that's still got open-ended positions there. And let's have a phone call, mate, and we'll get you more than ready. Kaz, I need Nutsu Cow. Nutsu Cow, right there. He was kicking the pole and it was coming down all around him. You can't fight him. You're fucking crazy. Nutsu Cow. Talking about running. Okay, well, what was the 19 minutes for? 75 push-ups, mate. Carl P. Well done. Nicole, you ran 5 kilometres in 19 minutes. You're all crazy. We have section vehicles. Why run that far? Simon, look at yourself and you'll know the difference, mate. You left yourself open to that one. Nicole K, now I have my spinal cord stimulator. May start doing planking again. I'd think about doing planking, but don't go into running with that, Nicole. Emmy, if you join as Reserve Infantry Armoured Officer, what would your role responsibilities look like in your unit? Well, you've got one. You've got a couple right there in chat right now. Before you've completed training, it takes 2.5 years to train during uni breaks. Okay, mate. So what would happen is, and again, you've got some people that do this amongst the chat there. You'll be basically the harder you go at getting trained, the more seriously they'll take you. But you'll be in something similar to a recruit induction training platoon before you do your training, because you're not allowed to formally teach anyone anything that hasn't been taught at a training establishment. So once you've done your Kapuka, then you'll get taken more seriously. And as you show up, you'll be segregated from the ORs, and you'll be in the officers' training continuum where they will test you and talk to you and basically mould you. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush. Got my career advisor phone call on Friday. Really nervous to see the results of my aptitude test. Remember, elite sniper, that, what do you call it? The aptitude test. It's not there to see if you're dumb. It's to see if you're smarter than what you realise, that you've opened things that you didn't understand you could have. Okay, so look at it from that point of view. Okay. Evan. Same here, elite. Congrats. Career advisor. Okay, there you go. Remember, eye contact. Okay, and conviction. When in doubt, have a tactical pause. Take a moment. Do you mind if I refer to my notes? You can always ask that and then go back to it. Yep. It's always good to have 3 choices, so that you show that you've actually given them something they can work with as well, but also have a priority of Alpha Bravo Charlie. When in doubt, also learn your phonetic alphabet before you get to Army Reserve, before you get to Kapuka, before you get to regular Army. Okay, that's your Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo, etc. The other one is, if you're going to infantry, learn the role of the infantry, because for some reason everyone turns dumb as hell when it comes to doing simple things like what is the ranks? Okay, what is the 4 marksmanship principles? What is the role of the infantry? Okay, what are the current battalions? Okay, they're not regiments, they're battalions. Yeah, get all the small stuff and start talking that way, and you'll be ready. Save yourself some embarrassment. Dave D, a reserves officer does a lot of admin, making sure your soldiers have their shit in one sock and are getting on courses they need, etc. You'll do some fun stuff in infantry, but most other corps you'll be doing admin. Christopher East, does getting commandos on your aptitude test make me a mad dog? It definitely means you're an intelligent problem solver, and there's probably something about your physicality that has also said to them that you'd be an excellent choice for that. Chris, you're already on the phone, I believe. I'm not sure, but if you're not, get in touch with me. Let's have a communication about direct entry commando scheme, etc. Daniel Harris joining 31. Wish I'd done it. It's okay, Daniel. It's fine. Johnny Diggs, for all people wondering, infantry diggers are the smartest people in the army. I like to think we're close. Some of us. There's always a couple of weird ones. But the problem-solving capability and the biggest problem of all is how to keep sane on operations for long periods of time without phones, without stimulation of electronics, being able to communicate with others, being politically able to exist in amongst a world of other people that are in stressful locations without actually showing it. That takes a lot of pluck. 33 CR. Hey, Kaz, I'm a licensed plumber. Thinking of taking the leap of faith in enlisting. Only thing is, I don't want to be a plumber in the army. What are your thoughts? Again, 33 CR, get on the bat phone for the price of a coffee, and mate, you and I'll have a good talk. We'll plan it out, and we'll make sure you're thinking, thank God that we had that coffee together. Because otherwise, I don't have the time on here right now to talk you all the way through it. Okay? But I look forward to your phone call. And plumbers, you're used to dealing with shit, so you're going to love it. Never tell a platoon sergeant you used to be a plumber, or you might be one digging the shit pit too. Aptitude tests aren't designed to be completed. They are set up to gauge your education level for the corps that will be suited to you, and in actual fact, what you actually are applying for, that you're not capable of something else. I'll give you a quick example. We'll say that Christopher East goes in, does his aptitude test. He might have only scored an average pass in English and maths at year 10, and then did so again at year 12. Maybe he didn't go to year 12. Maybe he's got a partway through a university course. Maybe he's done a technical TAFE course. Maybe he's done a trade. Well, the aptitude test, when he sits down for it, he's thinking, all I want to do is do infantry, cavalry, and engineers. Okay, and then he does the aptitude test, and they come back and go, mate, have you considered being an officer? Have you considered being a pilot? Have you considered going for special forces? Because a combination hybrid of your fitness level, your leadership, your communication skills, and your ability to solve problems, you're capable of a lot. Can we springboard you into this? That's where you get, no, mate, no. I want to go to infantry. And then from there, I want to learn my trade. I want to go to heavy weapons. I want to get my first stripe, and then I'm going to try, when I've got some pedigree, to give me the best opportunity to get into special forces first time, and them also knowing I've done time in the trenches before I got there. Great answer, Kaz. Thank you. Cheers to that. Backyard shuffle. What do infantry officers do in a combat scenario? Basically, think of them as the quarterback. Okay, they might be taking a little bit of advice from the coach, which will be the OC, the major, but ultimately they are the quarterback. They are telling the linebackers, okay, where to block, where to give suppression from, okay, while having maneuver, come from a different angle to envelop an enemy location. So they are the guy that calls the plays from the green book. They don't pull triggers. Their weapon is their brain. Okay? And they're supposed to take responsibility for everything that happens under their watch. Good night, Cole. Can anyone explain why the RAF wears blue multicam uniforms? I don't know. Because they used to wear army ones so badly. But they must be better than us because they don't get cancer from having their sleeves rolled up. Guardian, 75 push-ups. That's fantastic. That'd be good for your sex life too. Chris V, so true, Kaz. Don't go direct entry unless you're extremely ready. Well, you want the best chance of passing, yeah? Gold Logie. I'd love to go into Special Operations Engineer Regiment. Yep, that'd be a great one. You get your para wings too. Corkman. Hey, Kaz, do you have any advice for someone moving away from a woman for up to 2 years for IETs where not in a de facto relationship, so you're not living with her, otherwise you are in a de facto relationship? I'm not sure if I could live with her off base. Yes, you can. If you and her decide that you're going to be. Again, Corkman, I'm all over that too. Get on to the bat phone. You and I have a conversation. Put the phone on loudspeaker so you and your missus can ask questions at the same time so she understands that she is as important as you are in this. Yep. Worried to go into infantry since it doesn't give me a transferable skill for jobs in the civvy world. Taj, that is fake news. Fake news. I've got friends all over Australia that are the marketing operations managers of entire shopping centres. Some are also scientists. Others are in charge of IT companies, okay, that are servicing the Defence Force on nearly $200,000 a year. Okay, I don't know who's talking to you, mate, but that's fake news. Because I tell you now, when you make it to an actual interview, you're realising the HR are fucking full of shit. Everyone is lying like, what's his name? Dick Nose. Pinocchio. You know, when they get face to face with someone who served in the military and they see reality there and they know you've done your time in the trenches, you're not going to be sitting there looking at your watch, that you're not all about, when can I knock off? Oh, it's too hot, whatever. You know, I can't get on with others. I'm chucking a sickie all the time. They're going to love you. Real knows real. Cortman, I think we're on the same Army info call. There you go. Love the NFL analogy. Thanks, Evan. It makes it easy for people to understand. Taj gives you a lot of life skills. Yep. At the moment, I run a YouTube channel. At a loss, I get it. Okay, but I do that, but I'm the only person with a YouTube channel. No one from Navy does it. No one from Air Force does it. Okay, I'm the only soldier that does it. You know, infantry, here to help you. Transferable. I recreated myself. And Taj, I know that you can do it too. Mine can't wait for me to go away. Evan, you come back with the boots. Kaz, 1 hour, 2 minutes. So it is. So it is. Thank you for that, mate. Econ, Taj, good paying jobs require being able to handle pressure. You're going to learn that skills in infantry. Source my dad. Look, I've been into a lot of mining areas, private companies. I've been into the head areas of private enterprise, etc. And I cannot believe the amount of fakeness that happens there. The political correctness, the fake smiles. It's Lisa's birthday this Tuesday. I don't give a fuck, Lisa. We've got work to do, okay? Real knows real, and you'll be fine. You'll be accepted. So when these vehicles come in, you know, you're going to be having a whole lot of new qualifications that come with that too, which is also going to be cool. Rams 47, hey Kaz, currently studying specifically maths for an upcoming aptitude test. My aim is to be a pilot. Awesome. I'm unsure I can score that high. Any suggestions for other roles within the Army for a female? So outside aviation, intelligence is a good one, but I wouldn't go there until I get a little bit older. I think the Army's hurting itself by getting people that are very young to go into intelligence. Signals is part of the intelligence community. I'd recommend that. That's fantastic. You know, What else is there? I'm trying to think of one with your IQ level you're talking about. So signals, intelligence, core, MPs, not so much. Possibly officer. Okay, if you're not gonna, if you don't make it there. Well, tough one, mate. Again, get to the bat phone, have those longer conversations. What do officers do when on base and not outfield? Mostly administration, mate, and preparing for the next field trip. Getting jobs given to them by the ACAJ and the adjutant, who will be assisting the commander. Thanks to Streamcast. Any tips on the dilemma? Any info on the next dilemma series? Well, I'm back here now, Angus. So I love the dilemma stuff. I really do. So that's something I really want to be able to punch a few out and really sort of shock the system, because we get some really unusual answers where people are also trying to be political correct with real problem-solving situations. Gold Logie. I've done the aptitude test and scored medic as a potential option. I was surprised because, trust me, I'm thicker than the brick. Still makes me giggle. It's about problem solving. MPs, not a fan. Okay, not a fan if you look at it and think it's like a police. It's not like police. Although there is some crossover with some of the courses, if you go there as an extension of the intelligence community, where you're looking at potentially for close point protection, maybe attack dog handler and all that, freaking fantastic. Okay, but don't look at it because you think it's going to help you with being a policeman, because I don't reckon it would. And what's great for smart people? I don't know. Taj, what's your favourite moment in the time you served? Oh, it'd always be going on operations, but the best time in your military career is always when you're coming home from operations, coming home from Tully, coming home from a 40-kilometre pack march, coming home from live fires, coming back from Talisman Sabres, kangaroo exercises, coming back from Gold Eagle, Kaneohe Bay, Hawaii with the Marines. Coming home is always good from everything you ever do, because that means that your reputation for finishing has now been solidified again. You have new stories. You're coming home to the comforts. Coming home is always the best thing. What do you reckon, serving members? Okay, any thoughts on aviation ground crew? Fantastic. Do it. Get the chocolate milk, double glazed windows. While we're saying that, again, bam. Okay, peace, respect, unless we forget, to Captain Daniel Lyons, Lieutenant Maxwell Nugent, War Officer Class 2 Joseph Laycock, and last of all, Corporal Alexander Nags. And also remember, their families right now, they know the outcome, but they want their family member to come home. So let's hope they find them. Let's hope they died together and they're found in the fuselage that shows they didn't suffer, that it was quick, and not outside that, sitting in the octopus's garden, never to be seen again. Chubbs, okay, so is it a good idea to go to university first before joining the army? No. You can do it while you're in the military, mate, but don't get into some hex bill that you never look back at what you've done. When you've done a military service, going to university after that means you're going to pick something you want, something you love, something you can live with. I want to be the attack dog, the psych said, but don't have the aptitude. I want to be the attack dog. There you go. Robbie Wool, Coca-Cola the whole way. I got one here. I'll be cracking that in a couple more minutes when I say goodnight to my daughter. If only I could spell. Yeah, I get you. Do choppers have a black box? I don't know. Because by rights, they should have been able to go straight over the top of where that helo went down. It should have been very easy to find it, I would have thought. Because they would have been getting tracked the entire time. Guys, if I could start a business right now, you'd be amazed what it'd be. If I couldn't get in the army and I was 20-something years old, what I'd be looking to do, take into account there's more than 2,000 of them in Los Angeles, the most addictive food is Mexican food. How come there's no Mexican trucks anywhere? Huh? Imagine a taco truck. People would love it. The taco truck! And if you've got your father's looks, all you need is to get some big-breasted young woman to be driving around going, "You want some guacamole?" And you're going to make a fortune. If you can't get in the army, open a taco truck and I'll be your first customer. Terence, hey Kaz, I'm currently 16. I'm thinking of going through ADFA as a pilot. I've done the aptitude test, but I'm still tossing up between general entry. Which route would you recommend? Well, Terence, fantastic. Go the pilot every time, the whole time, until they say you can't do it, mate. Give yourself the best chance of having an amazing career. But I'll tell you something else, Terence. Don't be surprised if they ask for a 10 to 12 year return of service obligation. And if they do, sign that or I will cut your arm off and I will sign it for you. But then they won't want you because you'll only have one arm. All right? Do it, buddy. Not a bad idea. Taco truck, even a hot dog stand. I love the hot dog stand too, Goldie. I love it. Lots of money. Love a good taco. I've got a video that I'm going to do a reaction video on tomorrow, and I believe it is actually agony for your tongue to watch it. You deserve it. Press the like right now. If we get to 50 likes on this video by tomorrow morning, I will do the reaction video on the best taco video on earth. I want to see 50 likes. Make it happen. On that, guys and gals, we say good night and goodbye to our friends, Captain Daniel Lyon, Lieutenant Maxwell Nugent, One Officer Class 2 Joseph Laycock, and Corporal Alexander Nags. But we also put our hands on our heart and say to all of those that are currently at Kapuka, the School of Infantry, serving, Air Force, Navy, Police, paramedics, firemen, and we say to do a career that is off the path of, normality. Not only will it pay you, but it'll pay you in character that cannot be replicated or duplicated. This is your life. If you have a calling, chase it until the doors are closed and they say no. Guys and gals, I have faith in you. You have 100 points until you lose them. For that, I would say, Rheinmetall, okay, the Lynx or the Redback, it makes no difference. Because when you compare it to the 1964 issued M113, it's still kicking ass in Ukraine now. Whatever you get is going to be an absolute goddamn pleasure. So with that, guys, pleasure to have you here on a Monday night. And let's look at getting a taco truck. Take it easy. And I'll see you on the next one. Hillary Clinton's under your bed. See you later. And remember, talking without friction isn't talking at all. Don't be afraid to hit people up and represent yourself. See ya.